Hey y'all, tonight we got the 13 mech. Tiny little mech. We hit this bitch one time. It's paired up with a Haku atomizer and little mango cracky. E-Pistol Liquids mango cracky. This is a mod that I got, I don't know, a little over a week ago, I think. I think going on about 2 weeks now, I want to say. It's a mod that's designed here in the United States. A guy named Nathan Phillips. I met Nathan in the modz group and I've chatted with him on and off over that period of time. And recently started to get my eye on these 13 mechs. So it turned out that Nathan was able, he was the plug for me. He was able to get me one. Obviously, it's his design. Now, they're made in Malaysia by a guy named Ahi. It's a 13 modz group. I think, again, this is called the 13 mech, 13 modz group. We're going to go and look at it. It's a fantastic little fucking mech. I mean, it's off the chain small. I got big hands. Doesn't make any difference. It's a small mod. The way it fits in your hand is pretty off the chain. Front fire, which I really love. Ease of squonk. Just change your finger position. The way this little shelf sticks out in your fingers, the way it holds. I mean, it's just a very comfortable, easy mod to incorporate in your daily life. Easy to operate. Easy to get the bottle in and out of. Easy to get the battery in and out of. It's just one of those things that you get it and you're just like, fucking A. I've been looking for something like this type of thing. The mod's about $220. Doors are this door, and the button that was on it was optional. I changed my button today. We'll go through all that when we go over on the other side. I think the doors, they're made by a company called 4DCB. They're the company that makes them, from what I know. I want to say they're $80 or $60, or they can go up or down. Up, I think, depending on what options you get with them. If you get a button, you get a drip tip. But I think the starting point is somewhere around $80 for a door and a button. This mod comes from a Facebook group. It's a secret closed group. I can't get you in. I think it's important to say that in videos. A lot of times I make a video, and I'd love to get everyone I could into these groups. Who am I fucking with? No, I wouldn't, because that would reduce my chance of getting shit. So the mod came packed in this little 13 box. And the most notable things in the package, besides the mod itself, were the stock door. Anodized aluminum. Stock door, magnetized. For your pleasure. Came with a sun box, little cappy, one of the newer ones, kind of smoked out looking one here. Came with the tools for the 510. It also comes with this little certificate of authenticity. Moving right along. Again, this is the stock door. I didn't pop it on mine. Mine came with an optional button that was in the mod, which I replaced today. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And this killer looking door that's in here, it's a stabilized wood door. So I put the original, the button that's supposed to come in it just so I noticed that there's a company named 4DCB that makes stab wood and other material doors. So I want to be prepared for that. So I put my stock anodized aluminum button in there. Okay, so this is the one that matches the door. Pretty sick. They come in sets. You can buy them in sets, drip tips, buttons, doors, or just doors, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So the body on this mod. Let's first go over some dimensions, some important dimensions, okay? The mod is 75 millimeters tall. Okay, that's about 2 15/16 of an inch. It's 49 inches wide, 49 millimeters wide, my bad, at its widest point. That's from like here over to here, 49 millimeters. And you can see it tapers quite a bit. That is the widest part of the mod, 49 millimeters, which comes down to 1 15/16 of an inch or thereabouts. And the mod is 24 millimeters deep this way, which again, 15/16 of an inch. Mod Dog Classic V2 510. And so let's look a little bit, before we get into the inside, let's look at a little bit at the up close and personals on the outside. The fit and finish. This nice rounding to everything. There's not a sharp edge on the mod. Everything you'll notice when it fits in your hand and you hold it, it's very smooth. I tend to, you get these little kind of like scratches in there. You'll see that'll be gone. You just wipe it out. I wouldn't call them scratches. They're just like, I'm like chalking. It just chalks up if you hit it on something. You got the 13 logo here. The bottom is vented And you got this neat little nail groove in here to take the door off. We'll get into all that. This is the bottle retainer right here, okay? So again, this is a black anodized. And it's a soft anodization. It's hard to explain how it's anodized, but it's kind of soft. I think it's a blasted body. You can see now that little deal is gone, but I got a bunch of dust on my mod. Making these movies is funny because they kind of illuminate everything that you try and clean off your mod. I've been running this mod. I've had it over a week now. I've run it every day. And it is been running flawlessly. It's one of these mods that's hard to put down. But I think, let's just look at how well that door fits there. The joinery. And it pretty damn well made piece of kit, huh? Very flush, 510. This might be one little niggle that people will have on it with a beauty ring. You could see because of the rounding of the corners. I think it's, I don't notice it on that so much, but on the front you could see a little tiny bit of the mod dog. Hopefully I didn't say mod maker before. This is a mod dog, by the way. If I said mod maker, I'm going back. Mod dog classic, like V2 with a thinner tube, the Delrin bushing. Mod dog. So you might see a tiny little bit of that. Button throw on this thing is insane. Let's weigh it real quick and then we'll look at the inside of it, okay? My scale's a dusty mess. I haven't made any of these kind of movies in a little bit. It seems like I've been liking making live videos more lately. So on the ounces, it's 3.17 ounces, okay? On grams, we're 89.7 grams. It's fully unloaded, no battery, anything like that in the mod. So let's have a look at the internals, which are super clean, super well made internals, okay? We've got a nice lock here that locks out the button, prevents it from firing. And when it's over in the unlock position, you get a nice contact on that bad boy. You got the bridged mod dog 510. You got a nice shrink wrapped. You'll notice there might be a little hacking on the inside here. That's because today I changed my button. And I was telling Nathan when I was doing it, I'm probably the least patient person on earth. So what other people do and that it's easy, I tend to dig and scrape. And so I didn't do any like physically structural damage to any of the stuff that's on the inside of the mod there. But I gouged it and stuff, but it doesn't affect the performance at all. It doesn't affect my opinion of the mod at all. It was perfect before I decided to go in and pull the button. Had a little bit of crazy glue or whatever it is, the cyanurate here that holds in the magnets when I got the mod. No big deal. I could really give a rat's ass less because it's covered by the door. Anything you see inside it is covered by the door, and anything you see inside it was done by me. So again, you got your venting here. This little retainer holds the bottle, which it's just magnetized. It comes right out. We'll put the bottle in there in a minute. Okay, how that goes down. So I think this is 0.999 silver on this thing, and the throw on it, in my opinion, is just completely perfect. The button sticks out nicely. As you can see, it has a good protrusion to it. It's not like flush, but yeah, it's just a perfect throw. We got a battery here somewhere. It's in my pocket. Throw a battery in it. What you're going to notice about this mod that's really cool, the battery goes in negative down, okay? It's dimpled. Oh, maybe didn't show you enough detail up on the top. We got a dimpled silver connection here up on top, which I really like that dimpling, the way it works. And this guy right here is perfect too. So you basically start with the bottom, and then you just, I'm going to get it so my lettering isn't there, and you just pop it right in. Nice solid fit, no shake, rattle, and roll. Okay, perfect fit there. Now putting in the bottle, this is one thing I like. I really like mods where you could see where the bottle hits the 510. Most modern mods you can, but there's some that you can't. I'm not a big fan of those. I like to see what's going on up there, okay? So I've got my bottle here filled with a little mango cracky. Bottle goes in nice and easy, and as you can see it marrying up to the 510. That's pretty huge for this old fuck right here. I enjoy seeing it, and I push it to where it's just a hair underneath that. I don't like it touching that thing. And to get it off, you just stick your finger in here and pop that tube, and down you go. Okay, there's no acrobatics required. You could squeeze the bottle, but you might get some splooging out of your thing. And putting it on even without an atomizer is probably not the smartest thing in the world, but I'm being kind of gentle with it here. I'm not going too crazy. It's a full bottle. You can see it didn't create any major impacts, delays, derailments, or other type of bullshit, then that little guy just goes right in there. So we're compartmentalized. I don't know if I mentioned that, but the bottle does not contact the battery. The battery's in its own separate little deal over there, okay? So when you do squonk it, you're not interfering with anything happening inside the mod. So yeah, this is a hell of a little piece. I can push it up a little bit further too, to where you don't see when I have an atomizer on it. Let's put an atomizer on it. Let's see how it looks with, say, like a fucking Haku on this bad boy. That way I can do more with the bottle and not having to worry about splooging all over the mod. Okay, so I can take this back out. Easy to get out, but it stays in nice and firmly. So now I got the bottle to where you really can't see the metal, and even so, it's not a big deal. And here's what I was telling you guys about how, like, maybe if you had one little gig on the mod, and again, I'm not gigging on it because it's badass, but you see how you could see that little tiny bit of that because the edge is rolled here. It's got like a rolled edge for comfort. You see a little tiny bit of that. You could put the atomizer flush without a beauty ring, but I like to use a beauty ring with these mod dogs. So let's go through this. This is what's kind of epic about this mod too. It's pretty cool. When you're holding this in your hand, okay, you got these grooves up here. They kind of match what's going on the bottom, except they're vented on the bottom. You wouldn't want holes in the top for obvious reasons. Juice can get down in there, but you will notice if you're a guy like me that primes your coils on the atomizer when I'm heating it up, if you drip a little juice in there, it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass to get out. No, by no means a deal breaker. It's just something to kind of point out. If I had to gig a couple of things about the mod, it would be that and those. But I'll take the way they look. It's one of those things that it's not a big deal. You just get a fucking paper towel and you just go like this and you just get down in there and get them out. It's happened to me once, twice. Now my atomizer is freaking bisexual, which means my holes don't point at me, so I don't have to worry about any condensation or any of that stuff or any blow by from the atomizer. And that might be the only thing that could trip this bad boy up, is that right there. Okay, so there you go. You got a killer hand position. It's a very small mod. The hand position on it is really comfortable as hell, the way it works. The way you could squonk with this finger right here. I tend to just push this finger down here and squonk with it. Front fire. It's all business. Let me hit this thing. Now let's lay it down real quick and put it next to some other mechs so you can get kind of a size comparison of it, how small it is, okay? Here's a peon next to it. Here's a gloom in the mix. Okay, Almite gloom. Peon is pretty tiny of a mod. It's not much bigger at all than a peon, and any other than it has a little more shape and form to it. You got, like, let's just throw next to it here. We'll go old school. I've been running mechs forever. They don't scare me. I like them. There's a Rio Grande. Okay. Here's a Rio P67. These are some of the versions of mechs that I have. So as you can see, this bad boy is quite small. To give you a visual reference of it next to other mods, okay? It's quite a small mod. It's smaller than the gloom. There you go. That's pretty much that. Stacking it up next to a peon, there's not much of a difference in size on it. Like if I was to lay a peon on top of it, what you're going to really see protruding out of it, if the magnet polarity is pushing it away, are these little contours. Height-wise, they're about the same, give or take. I think this is the 13's a little bit bigger, but it's thinner than a peon by probably a millimeter or two. A little bit thinner than a peon. I kind of really dig this mod. I've been using it every day. It's one of those mods that it's hard to put down. It's small, it's compact, it's got a nice, decent heft to it. It's not heavy where it's obnoxious. I was kind of done with metal mods for a while, but getting one that's this small fucking changes my opinion of it, how comfortable metal can feel. And I love this stab door. Matches my Mango Lassie juice. It kind of has a mango look to it. Someone else pointed that out to my attention. And I can stick this door on here for you too, so you can see kind of what, give you more of what your stock 13 might look like when you get it. It might look about like that, right? 13 mech, got your skull and all that stuff. Pretty well blacked out, but I'm loving this door. And I'm not a wood person, but I don't smell that wood in that door. It doesn't bring any smell into the vape or to the mod itself. My mod smells like mango cracky. And there you go. Just a good all-around, very well-made piece of mod here that I am extremely glad to have in my possession.